If you have ever tried to make a latte at home and ended up with something that looks more like warm milk with a sad little layer of bubbles on top, you are not alone. The gap between what you get at a coffee shop and what most people make in their kitchen almost always comes down to one thing: the frother. A great milk frother completely changes the game, turning your morning routine into something that feels like a genuine treat instead of a compromise. I spent a ridiculous amount of time testing and comparing 7 of the best milk frothers on the market right now, and I am breaking down exactly which one fits your life so you do not waste a single dollar. All the product links are in the description. Let's get into it. First up is the Dreo Barista Maker 8-in-1, and this one genuinely blew me away. If you have ever wanted to pour actual latte art at home, like real rosettas and tulips, this is the only standalone frother I have found that can pull it off. Instead of just blasting air into the liquid at full speed like most frothers do, the Dreo uses a smart algorithm that starts with rapid aeration and then automatically slows into a rolling motion, breaking big bubbles into tiny velvety microfoam. The result is milk that looks and feels like wet paint, which is exactly what baristas aim for. It even has dedicated presets for oat, almond, and soy milk, adjusting speed and temperature to work with those trickier plant-based options instead of destroying them. The pour spout is sharp and precise, so you go straight from the frother to your cup without needing a separate barista pitcher. The foam comes out at a temperature designed to protect the milk's natural sweetness, which means it is warm rather than scalding. If you like your drinks extremely hot, preheating your mug does the trick. For anyone serious about cafe-quality texture at home, this is the one to beat. Now, if you want something that gets the job done without making your wallet nervous, the Simple Taste 4-in-1 is a fantastic entry point. This thing is sleek, surprisingly quiet, and produces cold foam that honestly rivals what you get from major coffee chains. The interface is just one button with color-coded lights to cycle through warm, airy foam, warm, dense foam, heated milk, and cold froth. It whips up cold foam in as little as 15 seconds, which is perfect if you are an iced coffee person who needs to get out the door fast. Picture this. You pour cold brew over ice, hit the cold froth button with a splash of cream, and 30 seconds later you have a perfectly topped iced latte before your shoes are even on. It also works brilliantly for mixing protein powders and keto creamers without any clumping. Just keep in mind the electrical components live in the base, so clean it carefully by hand rather than running it under the faucet. A small trade-off for a frother that punches way above its price class. If counter space is your biggest concern, the Aromaster 4-in-1 might be your perfect match. This little machine has one of the smallest footprints I have seen, and it runs so quietly you could use it in a shared office without anyone noticing. The single button operation means zero learning curve, you just press and cycle through the modes. The whisk magnetically snaps into the base, so there are no complicated internal gears sticking into the milk, and wiping the inside clean takes about 10 seconds under a faucet. Compared to the Simple Taste, the Aromaster trades capacity for convenience since it handles around 200 milliliters for frothing, making it strictly a single-serve machine. Ideal if you live alone or just want a quick personal upgrade to your morning pod coffee. Here is where things get interesting for families. The Rafo 4-in-1 10-ounce model brings serious capacity to the table with 300 milliliters, enough to froth milk for 2 cappuccinos in a single cycle. It runs on a 500-watt motor and finishes a full dense foam cycle in about 1 to 2 minutes, which is noticeably faster than most competitors. What I really appreciate about this one is the double-wall insulated design. The exterior stays completely cool to the touch no matter how hot the milk gets inside, which is a huge deal if you have young kids around the kitchen. The motor is also incredibly quiet, so quiet that you will catch yourself checking the LED light just to confirm it is actually running. For anyone who needs to crank out multiple drinks quickly on a budget, this Rafo delivers volume and speed without cutting corners on safety. Now, if brand trust matters to you and you want something from a name you already know, the Instant Pot 4-in-1 brings that familiar reliability. The standout feature here is the wide mouth pitcher design. You can literally fit your entire hand inside with a cloth to clean it, which completely eliminates that annoying struggle of trying to scrub the bottom of a narrow jug with a sponge on a stick. It uses a single whisk for all 4 modes, so you never have to swap out tiny parts or worry about losing a spring attachment in the dishwasher. The foam it produces is thick, pillowy, and perfect for spooning onto a classic cappuccino or building a layered caramel macchiato. Where the Dreo excels at silky pourable microfoam for latte art, the Instant Pot goes in the opposite direction with gloriously stiff, cloud-like foam that sits right on top of your drink. If you are more of a traditional cappuccino lover than a latte art enthusiast, that is exactly what you want. Okay, wait until you see this next one, because the Cold Fill 8-in-1 is a completely different animal. This machine has a massive 600 milliliter capacity and uses magnetic levitation technology with a fully detachable pitcher. That means you can pull the entire jug off the base and throw it straight into the dishwasher. No stress, no careful hand washing, no anxiety about water getting into electrical components. The magnetic drive spins at 3,500 revolutions per minute with enough torque to emulsify solid chocolate chunks directly in cold milk, which makes it hands down the best hot chocolate maker on this entire list. Imagine dropping real pieces of dark chocolate into cold milk, selecting your temperature, and 4 minutes later having a rich, velvety drinking chocolate that makes the instant powder packets feel like a sad joke. It offers 3 temperature settings, and because there is no physical spindle piercing through the base, there are no seals or gaskets that can wear out over time. It does take up more counter space than the smaller models, so make sure you have the room. But if you are serving a family or you entertain often, the Cold Fill handles everything from morning lattes to after-dinner hot chocolate without breaking a sweat. And finally, the Rafo 4-in-1 12-ounce magnetic drive model, and this one is seriously impressive. Do not confuse it with the smaller 10-ounce Rafo, because this is a completely different machine underneath. It features a magnetic drive system inside a leak-proof unibody design, meaning the interior has absolutely no holes or spindles, making it incredibly easy to clean. The real star here is the LED touchscreen that shows you the exact temperature in real time as the milk heats up, giving you total control over your drink. It also has a memory function that remembers your last settings, so your perfect oat milk latte is just one tap away every morning. The dual heating elements warm the milk from both the bottom and the side walls simultaneously, creating even heat distribution that virtually eliminates scorching. Compared to the Cold Fill, you trade the dishwasher convenience for a more compact form factor and that gorgeous real-time temperature display. If you geek out over precision and want to know exactly what is happening inside your frother at every moment, this Rafo is pure joy to use. So let me help you pick the right one. If latte art and plant-based milk performance are your top priorities, the Dreo Barista Maker is in a league of its own. If you want a budget-friendly frother that nails cold foam and doubles as a supplement mixer, the Simple Taste is your best bet. For a tiny, no-fuss office companion, grab the Aromaster. Need to serve the whole family fast without spending a fortune? The 10-ounce Rafo handles volume like a champ. If easy cleaning and thick cappuccino foam matter most, the Instant Pot keeps things simple and reliable. For the ultimate hot chocolate experience and dishwasher-safe convenience, the Cold Fill is unmatched. And if you want cutting-edge tech with real-time temperature control and smart memory, the 12-ounce Rafo is the most well-rounded machine here. All the links are in the description, so you can grab whichever one fits your life. Drop a comment and let me know which one you are going with, and I will see you in the next one.